Hey everyone, it's Matthew, and welcome back to another collection video for September of 2025. I don't know why I said 2020, but you know what, screw it. Technically recording this in August, on August 31st, but it's going to be uploaded in September and would apply to early September anyway. But yeah, it's been a while since I've last done like a proper collection video, but in order to kind of like get back into the swing of things, like one in the summer, one in the winter, one in the summer, one in the winter, might as well do it while it's still technically summer. So it's been a little while since I've talked about the collection at large. But that's for good reason, because my collection has changed a little bit from time to time. I went through a little bit of renovations, got some new stuff over the past year if you've been keeping up with the channel. And I feel like it's, a good time to like kind of get back in the swing of things. So yeah. Also, I would just like to say thank you all so much for 1,800 subscribers. We recently surpassed it, and I'm so happy that we're growing the channel ever bigger than before. We're almost at 2,000, Well, I do plan something for 2,000, but I especially plan something for 1,954. Gonna get something. Anyways, I don't really have much of an introduction outside of what's already been said, so let's get on with it. So, for starters, here is, well, actually, just a brief little disclaimer. I have two main detail of shelves. So this one is the left one, which is entirely dedicated to Toho, and then the one on the right, which is dedicated to the legendary stuff. There is some cross-contamination, if you will, but it's not like overly major. So just to kind of like go through the motions here, we have, well, I did get some new Showa era figure stuff, so let's go ahead and go through them. We have the Mechagodzilla 1954, of course being the very first one. Makes sense that he's over here. Back here we have the NECA King Kongs. Can't really see them because my tripod stand doesn't go that high. But we have all four of the NECA King Kongs. The original, the poster, Skull Island, and the concrete jungle back there. We have the NECA 56 Raymond Burr poster version, King of the Monsters. The Bandai vinyl Godzilla 1954 from the 2009 variety. And then back here we have the NECA 1962 from King Kong vs. Godzilla, 1964 from Godzilla vs. Mothra, or sorry, Mothra vs. Godzilla, putting Mr. Godzilla back. And then we have some of the other kaiju vinyls, which I have, kind of like swiping over here. We have Mechagodzilla 74, and we have a bootleg MMS hedorah, moving this guy. Hold on. Let's move you. I was also might as well mention 1974 King Caesar, Gigan 1972, putting him back, and the NECA NES Godzilla video game appearance, or Game Godzilla as you guys know him on the channel. So of course, technically speaking, he's not supposed to be there, but this is a rather small display of like Showa era monsters, and I would like to get some more like Showa era monsters, but really it's just all down to like two contributing factors, which is money, time, well actually I guess three, money, time, and availability, which shockingly Showa era monsters are kind of scarce. Yeah, aside from the MMS line, there's really not a whole lot of rep when it comes to them anymore. Playmates gave up the Showa, like its classic license as a whole, because they decided to stick with the Monsterverse. But yeah, that's my Showa era collection 6-inch scale, which by the way, all the figures here are going to be 6-inch scale. Next, we've got my Heisei era shelf, which, if you guys don't know, was from the 80s to the mid-90s. Well, that's at least applying to Godzilla. So from left to right, we have, starting here with the NECA Godzilla 1989 original, and the NECA 1989 Biollante Bio Attack in the bottom, at the back. The 89 Biollante vinyl bootleg specifically. The 1991 SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah, which is like a natural rarity, and I'm still actually amazed that I own him. The original release, to be specific. The NECA Godzilla 1994 original release, which I'm still kind of hell-bent on like replacing, because he's not in very good condition. Yeah, all of this, like his head, neck, mouth, and like parts of his body are all fused together because 12-year-old me decided to be an idiot and put super glue on him. Here we have the SH Monster at Space Godzilla, here making his debut in the collection videos, so he's pretty high quality. I think this is the Fukuoka. I don't remember the city name. Sorry, I butchered that. But yeah, that's that version. Over here, right by Destroyer's Wing, is the Playmates Space Godzilla. I really don't have another place for him, so he's kind of like hiding behind Destroyer here a bit. So we'll put him there. 1995, we've got the mechagodzilla 1995 burning version. The Playmates Destroyer making his debut. Well, not debut, he's been here for a little while. The Reactor Glow Loot Crate exclusive Godzilla 1995. And the 1995, I think, Gamera figure from MMS bootleg. And back here, you might notice that there's another companion, the Bust Bank Baby Godzilla from Diamond Select Toys from the versus Biollante. He's not with those three because there's not enough room, and he really can't go anywhere else on the shelf. So I just kind of crammed him here with the other 6-inch figures. And even though he is kind of half a figure, or technically not even a figure, he's a 6-inch Heisei Godzilla. Like, where else is he supposed to go? He basically fits in right in. But as for Heisei, I am trying to build up to it. My main goal right now is to get a Fire Rodan and a Mechagodzilla 1993. So we'll see where that takes me. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get it, but again, we'll tell. Time will only tell. Flash forward to the new millennium, we've got the Millennium Era figures, which starting here we have the 1998 Godzilla from Godzilla 1998 with Matthew Broderick. He's technically not a Millennium Godzilla figure, but because I don't really have anywhere else to put my 98 figures, he's right there. He's Trendmasters, Vintage, you know the rest. Here we have my Bandai America Godzilla 2000, and back here, standing in for my versus Megaguirus Godzilla, here is the Fusion Series version of this guy, because the two suits are different in some way, shape, or form. Moving on to GMK, here we have the SH Monsters Godzilla 2001 original variant, the NECA Godzilla 2001 Spitfire version, and the 2001 King Ghidorah from Bandai America. One movie later, we have the Kiryu Saga with SH Monsters Godzilla 2002, the Bandai bootleg Kiryu Goji, which I actually specifically bought to go with this Godzilla, and I don't really regret it. And the NECA Godzilla 2003 from Tokyo SOS. 1 year later, from 2003 to 2004, we have the 2004 Playmates Godzilla from Final Wars, the Playmates Gigan from 2004 Godzilla Final Wars, and technically speaking, again, not supposed to be here, but he's 2004 to 5. Well, from 2004, moving on to 2005, is the Peter Jackson King Kong from Playmates, my first ever King Kong figure. So that's the Millennium Era. Again, pretty expansive. I'm happy that I at least have one figure from each movie, say except for X Megaguirus and technicality. But really, there's not a lot of like Megaguirus figures out there, and the ones that I can find are like stupid expensive. Even that Monster X figure that's coming out is going to be like super pricey. Moving on down to the I do apologize if you hear the vent going. There's it's just, you know, where I am anyway. But here is all of the Rewire Godzilla figures that I own, with a plethora of Shin Godzillas with the official MMS, the bootleg MMS, which was a gift, the Playmates version 1 and 2 of Shin Godzilla, the NECA bootleg Shin Godzilla, and the NECA legit Spitfire Shin Godzilla. Back there is the Mezco King Kong of Skull Island. Let's actually see if we can grab him. Kind of see him. Also, if you're wondering like what these baggies are, they're literally just their accessories, so there's that. And right here we have the, skipping a few years by 5 years specifically, the Godzilla Ultima SH Monsters figure from Godzilla Singular Point, and the Godzilla -1 Monster Roar Attack version 3, I think? Oh no, he's the Spitfire edition. And you might notice there's this giant Godzilla evolved tail. Wonder what that's about, huh? And finally, not dedicated to any specific era, but more just like the deluxe bigger figures that I have that really can't go anywhere else. Here is all my bigger vinyl Godzilla figures with the 2014 bootleg, some of these are bootlegs, the official G14 Bandai America Godzilla, the giant 2004 Bandai America Godzilla, the Monster King Godzilla Phileas from 2017, and some miscellaneous Imperial Godzilla bootlegs with one that closely resembles it, but a lot of people actually don't know that it is a bootleg, including myself. I didn't find out until like years later. The bootleg red version, this lovely gal, which I actually don't know like the official history behind it. It just kind of randomly showed up one day. My brother just kind of came in and said, "Hey, here you Godzilla figures." Like, what the hell? And the Gigantus, the fire monster, the giant Godzilla Chinese bootleg that was holding the title as my tallest Godzilla figure up until this year. And that giant Godzilla evolved tail, we'll see what's up. Okay, so I do apologize if you can't really get a good look at it. This is like literally the furthest my tripod can extend upward, but this is the entirety of, well, basically my Hollow Earth Godzilla Monsterverse display with all of three of the four papercraft Playmate sets that they released over the years, with the Hollow Earth set, the Godzilla vs. Shimo set, and the Scar King vs. Kong set all in one display. So we have the rib cages of the vs. Shimo set and the crystals, those crystals and the little fiery like waterfalls in the back over there of the Scar King vs. Kong set, as well as all four figures all decked out and everything. And of course here in the back, let's actually kind of get like a little bit of a better look. Here's Godzilla, not spitting the atomic breath. The atomic breath's right here. I'm actually grabbing it with my fingers. Can I get a good look? Alright, there we go. There's a little fly. Huh, interesting. Anyways, and Kong, you can't really see, but he's right on his own. You can kind of see him right there. That's Kong. But yeah, lots of stuff here. And this is kind of like why I wanted to put it at the top, because it's almost like something that's completely different from the rest of the shelf. Not just being a display of figures, but also them in an environment. I wish Playmates would make these out of freaking plastic. Next shelf underneath is the Prime Monsterverse era. Yes, I said that. With all of the figures from the first three Monsterverse films I have in the 6-inch scale, featuring Godzilla 2014 with 4 figures, the NECA Godzilla 2014, which you've seen time and time again on the Amber's Godzilla show, representing the original Godzilla more specifically, and the Playmates Godzilla 2014 City Destruction variant, the reissue of the NECA Godzilla 2014, and the Hiya Toys Exquisite Basic Godzilla 2014. For Kong Skull Island, we have the Ferocious Kong Monsterverse Redeco 2022 version. I believe you were released in 2022. Yeah. And we have the first version and the second version of the Classic Kong, or Basic Kong. So the difference is this one was like more muted colors. That one has more movie accurate colors, so to speak. And finally, let's kind of like move it a little bit closer over here. Let's go to the 2019 era, which we have my favorite personal modern Godzilla movie, Godzilla King of the Monsters, which we have a bunch of figures here, so let's take a look. The SH Monster is Godzilla 2019 with the Atomic Breath, the NECA Godzilla 2019, the 1/2 Spitfire Edition, and 3 Burning version. All 3 figures all together look really nice. Mothra V1, which is badly damaged, and I do intend on replacing it. Mothra V2 NECA variety, which is the poster variant. The NECA Rodan back there, you can actually kind of see him. And of course the Playmates King Ghidorah as a hopefully stand-in for a Hiya version. Oh boy, that'd be so good. But yeah, just basically all for my favorite 3 Monsterverse films. Yeah, I said that because after versus Kong, it just kind of goes. And here we have the Godzilla vs. Kong era of the shelf, which is all from the one movie. Here we have the Hiya Toys Godzilla 2021 Heat Ray variant. Back here we have the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2021. Over here we have the Radio Tower Playmates, the Heat Ray Playmates, the Battle Mechagodzilla with the Proton Scream, the Mechagodzilla with Heave standard version. Back here is the Playmate Skullcrawler with Heave, and then we have the Battle Axe Kong, Fighter Jet Kong, and the two Titan Tech figures, because even though they're not technically 6-inch scale, because they're not, I really don't have any other place to put them, and actually for a while, Derpy Godzilla was with them, so... And here we have the last purely dedicated 6-inch shelf, with all of them dedicated to the most recent Godzilla movie as of this recording, Godzilla movie, Godzilla Kong: The New Empire, which all of them are basically all waves 1, 2, and 3, plus the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack rammed into one. So here we have the basic Godzilla with Heat Ray, pre-evolved, the Titan Evolution Godzilla with the figure still inside of him, little rubbery sack, the Godzilla Energized with the fighter drone, still the most mid figure in this whole line, the Godzilla Evolved with Heat Ray Classic variant, and then back here, I can't really get a good look at it without removing any other figures, and I'm kind of worried that if I do so, I'm going to have a domino effect with the Kongs, because time and time again, I'd move one figure and boom, Kong goes doot, 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 right to the wall. And I'm not paying for damages. But basically, actually, we can get a good look down here. Here's all the other figures in the back with Godzilla Evolved Energized from the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack, Real Feel Godzilla Evolved, and the NECA Bootleg Godzilla Evolved 2024. As well as Mothra with Gia, that's from the Ultimate Titan Battle Pack, the Kong with Battle Axe standard version, the Kong with Beast Glove a little bit behind him with the Heave, another Kong with Beast Glove and Heave from the Final Battle Ultimate Titan Battle Pack, whatever you want to call it, and the Real Feel Kong back there. Here we have Suko with Doug and Rock, Scar King with the Whip Slash, the Scar King Final Battle variant with the Whip Slash, as well as Shimo standard version, and the Final Battle Supercharged Ultimate Titan Battle Pack variant of Shimo. Do you realize I need a new shelf yet? Well, this is proof. Here is all of the giant figures, well, the core Playmates giant figures, plus miscellaneous Playmate stuff that can't really go on any of the other shelves, featuring all three Kongs. We have 2017 Kong, 2021 Kong, and 2024 Beast Glove Kong from the giant line, 2004 Godzilla, 2021 Godzilla, and 2024 Evolved Godzilla from the giant line, the 6-inch Drowned Viper, which is actually too big for the 6-inch line, so I decided to cram him up here, tied around the Godzilla, because he just looked cooler with the Godzilla than he did with Kong. Which is funny, because if I remove that Kong right here, which is, just to go over them, the Battle Roar figures that I own, with the crappy first release Godzilla one, which doesn't actually have the battery pack, which, where the hell did that thing go? Oh, it's right between his legs. It's a little cap. I don't know, he started leaking. His counterpart, which is actually a bit better, the Godzilla Evolved version, better in hyphens. And here we have the Beast Club, the non-Beast Club Battle Roar Kong from the same line as this guy, and I can say both of them are like equally better. Let's try and get a roar out of him. One more for the road. And your eyes do not deceive you, the giant Mothra from the New Empire. Again, sorry if you hear the vent going, not much I can do about that. Aside from turning it off, but it'd get really hot in here. Anyways, you thought we were done? No, we have more minifigures. Oh boy, I love myself some minifigures, sarcasmly. But here we have just some miscellaneous stuff with the Vinimates, Godzilla 54 and 2000, which I haven't opened since I moved. The other Vinimates, which I don't have the boxes for or got them loose, with 62 Goji, 74 Mechagodzilla, the Burning Godzilla, and the Rodan. Here we have a little chibi keychain I got a while back. I'm trying to look where the other keychain is. Oh, he's down there. which I actually don't think he's supposed to be there. And whatever, you know, let's move you just while we're at it. There you go. And finally, here we have the Deformation King line with the King of the Monsters figures with Godzilla 2019 Standard, Burning, and King Ghidorah with that infamous crotch cradle. And here is like this whole hodgepodge of miscellaneous minifigures that I've collected over the years with 2 bootleg Lego Godzillas, which finally there's an official Godzilla Lego figure coming. I don't know when, I don't know like much information about it, but whatever. There's the little Bandai Godzilla 2004 that I just recently reviewed, the running press lights and sounds Godzilla 2014, which sadly doesn't work, and my younger self completely annihilated the corkscrew that goes on its crotch, and so I have little to no chance of actually getting that thing out without breaking the whole figure, but at that point it might as well just be trash. The little bootleg Godzilla T-Rex hybrid figure that I got a few years back, a Trendmasters Mechagodzilla in 1993 with the postcard. I still don't really like that thing. Neither do I like really the Super 7 Godzilla Reaction Toho series, whatever, word salad 1954 figure. But I do like that Kiryu, also from the same line as the 2004, the Shugoken line, or Shogukan. I don't know, I'm just gonna say Bandai. We have actually one figure kind of being missed here. That little Maru-san, kind of like Godzilla-inspired type figure, which I don't know the origins of. I got it from the thrift store, but there's that. We have this like little Godzilla minifigure that my middle school gave to me, and I still have it all these years later. We actually like looked all around for the arm. Sadly, it was never found, but hey, I got the Godzilla. And funny enough, it still has the pink sand that it was there. Yeah, there was like a pink sandbox, and every kid, oh crap, every kid there played with it. So that's like original sand. I never wanted to rinse it just for the nostalgia factor alone. Not because it's like dusty. I do wash my figures. Probably should wash my shelves too. Here we have the Panic and Destruction bootleg set with Godzilla, Horse Rodan, Demon Ghidorah, and Monkey Gigan, because it just looks like an athletic monkey. And of course that Godzilla 2017 figure, which I crammed right in between them because there's nowhere else I could put them. Some legit Godzilla minifigures with 84, Space Godzilla, Rodan 56, Ghidorah 1991, and a ton of Mothra 92s. Some legit Kong minifigures with Kong himself, Hellhawk, Warbat, and Skullcrawler right there. You can kind of see them. And then 10 minifigures of various Godzilla monsters featuring Heisei Godzilla, Burning Godzilla in red, orange, yellow, orange, blue, and crystal. And then some miscellaneous Godzilla monsters and minifigures with Godzilla Jr., Mechagodzilla, Gigan, Anguirus, and Godzilla 1998. And finally, here it is, the last little minifigure cabinet here. I'm actually holding the tripod like a little camera stand, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I frick it up. But here we have all my UB finger puppets with 1954, even my custom 54 with the back spikes, 54 V2, 95 V1, 95 V2 in the bubble bath, 2001 a ditched custom, 2001 V2, that's V1, that's V2, 2004 V2 in tons of different styles, and of course the UB finger puppet 2014 and 2019 custom. Back here we have my Bio World Godzilla keychains, including the dual metallic version right there he's standing on, and the Chibi Godzilla ceramic keychain right there, as we just mentioned. The stupid little bootleg Godzilla and Kong earbud things that have definitely seen better days. This trying to remember, Johnny Lightning 50-year Godzilla Jeep, the Mono World, I think you're from Mono World, Kong with Beast Glove keychain, kind of meant to coincide with the Godzilla, and of course the Godzilla with Godzilla Coin Bank. No, it's not on sadly, but probably another time. And here we have some other mint condition NECA figures. I don't know where this tank is from. It's actually not mine. But we have this mint condition 2003 mechagodzilla. So take that for what you will. Don't want to bang up against anything. Mint condition NECA King Kong. And, of course, the illustrated version of the NECA King Kong. I don't know why I pronounce it King Kong. There you go. All in its packaging. I don't know if I'm going to sell them. Maybe for money or stuff, because I do want to get some more figures. And also put my money towards something else. But, hey, these are good. Also, just to throw this doodad in case if you remember him, the Godzilla truck. And here's like the last little bit of list of Godzilla figures, just kind of like a random display of which we have the Diamond Select Godzilla 1993 and 1991 statues right here on this table. And then we have the Mezco Godzilla Round 1 set with Godzilla, Anguirus, Rodan, and Mothra larva. And then we have Round 2, which features Ghidorah, Gorosaurus, Baragon, and Manila. Back there we have the Godzilla Funko Pop from 2021, Destroya from Playmates, an extra Gigan, an extra Godzilla with Heat Ray from Vs. Kong, and a extra Kong with Battle Axe from Vs. Kong, as well as the Godzilla vs. Hedorah Mezco set with Godzilla with the eye missing, the hedorah, and of course the flying form of hedorah. Their accessories are elsewhere. And the SDCC exclusive Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah Battle Box set, which is still really nice to own. And for the moment you guys have been waiting for, the grand finale of them all, Godzilla cups. Oh yeah. Funny enough, I did have the Circle K cup, but that's like, I don't even know where that is because one of my family members came over, used it, and like completely misplaced it. So yeah, I'm not going to be specifying who, but from the two that we have now right on me, here we have the Chromatic Godzilla Bioworld mug, which I still use from time to time, and this fan art Godzilla, like fully energized. I think it's inspired by King of the Monsters, judging from when I actually got this. Like a travel mug. I had like the lid and everything. I think I still have the lid, but it's kind of useless because I lost the little rubber bit. I don't know. I'm not really good with keeping dishes, but there's that. Here is my Godzilla Kong holographic lamp. So you can kind of see, like, when it casts a shot, you can kind of see Kong's booty. But like it's supposed to like do a light projection. If you want to like actually see in action, go to my review playlist and you can actually go to the review itself where I do showcase it on full display. But yeah, it's basically just like a little trace out of Godzilla and Kong with the aircraft carrier, and they're just kind of duking it out on this actually pretty cool and decent quality piece of like plexiglass, I think this is. Again, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's just regular plastic, but who cares? Sadly, earlier this year, I had to say goodbye to my physical media collection, but I managed to get all of the MonsterVerse films in one fell swoop with this 5-pack featuring Godzilla. Forgot I'd love to do that. Kong, Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Let's put this one back because this set is a little bit finicky, just literally because it loves to pop out on me a lot. That's like the one gripe I have about it. King of the Monsters versus Kong and X-Kong, the New Empire. So all 5 films in one awesome package. So we're on my way to building my physical media collection back up. Here is my Godzilla Squishmallows. I have 2 of the 4 that were actually released. Mechagodzilla and Mothra. So very fluffy, very smooth, metallic texture. Just kind of get a look at the back. Tag's still in there and everything. My Mechagodzilla's tag is a little bit creased, but that's okay. But yeah, nice little squishy duo. And in my closet, here is all of the U2s and Funko Pops and miscellaneous Godzilla merch I've collected over the years. So first we're going to start with the U2s wall bit. We have the Vs. Kong 2-pack set, which, I mean, it's not really a 2-pack, but it's 2 characters in 1 pack. the Mothra original, Godzilla classic, the Mechagodzilla classic, the Ghidorah classic, the Kong on Throne with the loose Godzilla with heat ray, which is actually a very rare item, so I'm very honored to have it. Here we have a classic Godzilla Funko Pop, which was the first one I ever owned. And then we have a heat ray variant, exclusive to Entertainment Earth, I believe. So I don't have his box anymore, and I never had his box. But here's the keychains for the Jada Toys Godzilla Kong the New Empire set with Godzilla, Kong, Shimo, and Scar King. So moving them down, here we have the Make Mino Godzilla Funko Pop, the Godzilla Ultima Funko Pop, and the Godzilla Ultima with Heat Ray Funko Pop. So those are the Singular Point trilogy of figures. The Neon City Godzilla vs. Kong Walmart exclusive version. So that's like my big Kong. I never bothered to pick up the real one, the original variant, just because like I could get that one. So I just kind of like quickly put these ones back up together. I don't even care if I put them back in the same order. It's Godzilla and Kong, Scar King, well, whatever. We have my classic Godzilla Funko Pops with 2084, 54. Here we have my classic line of Funko Pops, specifically 54, 84, and 99. I'm still missing Shin, but he'll probably be a work in progress. Back there we have the Kong with, actually that's I think the standard Kong, Battle Ready Kong, the Battle Axe Kong flocked variant, and of course the Godzilla with Heat Ray that my sister got a few years back, as well as a loose Mechagodzilla. Back here we have my Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla and Kong 2-pack, my Battle Scarred Kong, which I actually think I should swap those two, and of course my Godzilla Mechagodzilla Kong 3-pack, Godzilla Ornament from Heirloom, Burning Godzilla still in the box, even though I've opened him several times, and the little pocket pop keychains for Godzilla and Kong from the vs. Kong film, and my Blacklight Mothra and Godzilla from vs. Kong and King of the Monsters respectively. Here is the Godzilla Funko board game. I actually still have not played. I've opened several times, but I've actually still not played this thing. I don't understand how to play it, but it's meant for display. It's cool. And, of course, the big boy. You know him. You want to see him. The Titan Godzilla evolved from Playmates. It's 2 feet tall, 3 feet long, and it was pretty damn expensive, but worth it as hell. So, that's basically the whole dump of Godzilla collectibles that I've been collecting over the years. It's been a fun ride. Say that as if it's the end. No, it's not the end. I feel like for a bit of lines like Playmates, we are kind of like getting to that end, because I don't really have any outright plans to collect things like the new MonsterVerse figures that they're dropping, like Burning Godzilla, Poster Mothra, another Kong Skull Island. Like, I don't need those figures. The one I would probably get is Frostvark, but again, that comes to like things like space, money, etc. Because, you know, $10 is still $10. That can go to something else, you know, it's part of a larger whole. You kind of see my cat in the back, but anyways, that's relatively about everything. You know, that's it's not exactly like something I've been constantly doing, but I've collected a fair amount of Godzillas each and every year, and it's amounted to this. So I'm grateful. You know, a ton of people in my life have contributed. If you're wondering where my posters went, for those that have not seen it, unfortunately they got lost in my last move, so rip my posters, especially my Shin Godzilla poster, limited edition. Oh, that thing was cool. And yeah, that's basically really about everything. I feel grateful to still have what I have. And, you know, push comes to shove, I am going to get new figures. I'm aiming to get some more NECA figures, some more Bandai vinyls, and finish off my Playmates, which, as of this recording, actually, I have one figure coming in, which is the One Eye with the truncheon, like the bone thing, the bone club from the New Empire. And then after that, I plan to get some more classic figures, so we'll see. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you guys next time.